Shania, the new Fire Station 11 stands on the same grounds as the old one. However, this new station is a prototype for other fire stations in the county. Shania, this is the first hearing that Fulton County's top election officials attended before the Georgia State Elections Board to give their accounts about what happened in the elections that took place in 2012. Shania, it's been a labor of love to provide homes for the men and women who put their lives on the line to serve and protect residents in unincorporated Fulton County. Now, one commissioner and a few more partners are laying the groundwork to help these first responders. Shania, over 1,400 locks are set to be replaced at the Rice Street Jail come March. But in the meantime, sheriff deputies are taking new security measures to ensure safety for jail staff and inmates. In an average week, some 1,000 people are processed into the Fulton County Jail as those inmates await their trial or serve out their sentences. It is the sheriff's responsibility to provide safety to all inmates. In a recent Board of Commissioners meeting, Chief Jailer Mark Adger explained that one measure of safety is replacing old and faulty cell door locks and door operators.
They were racking the doors, and by that I mean they were putting objects between the door and the door frame and then violently closing the door, which causes the door and the door frame to come out of alignment, and that affects the ability of the lock to operate properly.
In 2011, 46 incidents, 5 of serious natures, occurred as a result of old cell door locks. Those locks have motorized locking devices and an indicator light at the door and can be locked remotely. When the locks are installed, Chief Jailer Adger is confident that fewer incidents will occur. In addition to replacing the jail locks, deputies have been trained to better manage inmates.
We have implemented several programs over the past 3 years that has successfully dealt with a lot of the issues that we have with our inmates. As a matter of fact, we get several technical requests from other institutions asking how we deal with difficult inmates.
Chief Jailer Adger says that deputies make more security rounds. They have added protection devices that help find contraband and improved other security equipment. This project is set to be complete by the end of the year, and once these new locks are installed, they're expected to last for another 24 years. In Northwest Atlanta, I'm Annalysce Baker for FGTV. At the same location where the 53-year-old lounge owner was brutally killed, District Attorney Paul Howard, Atlanta police, and family members of Vanessa Thrasher called on the same community to help in solving her murder.
We're here today to offer a reward in the amount of $12,000 for information leading to the arrest and the conviction of these 2 gang members.
Thrasher was about to be a witness in a murder case that was scheduled to begin shortly after she was fatally shot in her place of business in Northwest Atlanta. However, authorities say there is no evidence to suggest her death was in any way connected to her pending testimony.
No crime affects a community like a homicide, and there's nothing that can help a community and a family heal but time and closure, so we're asking you to help us bring closure to this crime.
2 suspects have already been arrested in the case, and police are looking for 2 others.
There are 2 men at large, Gerald Peterson and a man that we have tentatively been able to identify as CJ. They are allegedly members of a gang called the Campbellton Road Gangsters.
The DA's office put up $5,000 of the reward, as did the victim's family. Crime Stoppers added $2,000 more. Though no connection has been made between Thrasher's murder and the murder case in which she was scheduled to testify, law enforcement officials and the DA's office want any witnesses to know that they can be protected if they don't feel safe.
We asked that she would stay in a hotel until the trial was completed. But because she loved this place and this community so much, she refused.
If you have information in this case, call Crime Stoppers at 404-577-TIPS. That's 404-577-8477. Shania, this is the first hearing that Fulton County's top election officials attended before the Georgia State Elections Board to give their accounts about what happened in the elections that took place in 2012. Though it was their first face-to-face, it may not be their last. Poll managers and workers, witnesses, and some Fulton County residents left standing room only just before the initial hearing commenced.
State Election Board meeting to order.
The Secretary of State's investigator, Chris Harvey, informed Fulton County's Registration and Elections Interim Director, Sharon Mitchell, and her staff about accusations surrounding the election that took place last July and November. The concerns range from the handling of provisional ballots to voter registration applications. However, the interim director notes that her staff even made improvements on the plan that was set long before Election Day.
Certainly had a better outcome in terms of procedures, in terms of processes, in terms of the way that we manage the election, from early voting sites to how we manage voters on Election Day, and certainly we had a great improvement of our absentee ballot process.
According to Mitchell and her staff, Fulton County's 347 precincts had twice the amount of required provisional ballots, making that 50 provisional ballots per precinct on November 6th. Out of the over 500,000 registered voters in Fulton County, 150 complaints were reported to the Secretary of State's office, while a number of compliments were reported to the Registration and Elections Department.
We had very positive feedback as a result of those experiences. We had written documentation from voters who compared it to their previous years and experiences with Fulton County.
Election officials are reviewing and making changes to prepare for the next election, along with help from the Secretary of State's office. The Georgia State Elections Board will meet again on February 21st, but it is unclear at this time if the meeting will solely focus on Fulton County's elections. No matter the outcome of the hearings, Fulton election officials are confident they ran a good election. Reporting from downtown Atlanta, I'm Annalysce for FGTV.